host of the saints, and the daily sacrifice were given over to him. He prospered in everything he did, and truth was thrown to the ground. And as Daniel was watching the vision and trying to understand it, there stood before him one looked like a man. And a man's voice from the Olai called, "Gabriel, tell this man the meaning of the vision." And the angel Gabriel came near the place where Daniel was standing. And he was terrified and fell prostrate. "Son of man," the angel Gabriel told Daniel, "understand that the vision concerns the time of the end." And he proceeded to tell Daniel the meaning of the vision. "The two-horned ram that you saw represents the kings of Media and Persia. The shaggy goat is the king of Greece. The large horn between his eyes is the first king. The four horns that replace the one that was broken off represents four kingdoms that will emerge from his nation, but will not have the same power. In the later part of their reign, when rebels have become completely wicked, a stern-faced king, a master of intrigue, will arise. He will become very strong, but not by his own power. He will cause astounding devastation, and will succeed in whatever he does. He will destroy the mighty men and the holy people. He will cause deceit to prosper, and will consider himself superior. When they feel secure, he will destroy many, and even take a stand against the prince of princes. And yet he will be destroyed, but not by human power." The shocking accuracies of Daniel's prediction about the rise and origin of Russia, or the Soviet Union, and the Antichrist is graphically portrayed by the emergence of the one little horn of Greek origin from the north. I repeat, from the north in the end time. It's very important to notice the time element for correct identification of the little horn. Verse 17 tells us that it is the time of the end, and verse 19, in the later part of the reign, when rebels have finished or completed their wickedness. Verse 26, the distant future, in fact 2,600 years ahead. So the vision is about today and the immediate future, about the rise of the Antichrist that will grow very great towards the east, towards the south, towards the Middle East, towards the Promised Land, towards Jerusalem, even towards the temple, and will fight even against the Prince of Princes, Jesus Christ, and is coming again to rule this earth. But he will be broken without human hand by Christ who is coming to earth. Daniel chapter 8 verse 9 prophesied that out of one of them, that is the four Greek horns or divisions of Alexander the Great's Greek Empire, came out a little horn and grew very great towards the south. The Greek connection, how Russia originates from Greece via the Thrace or ancient name for North Macedonia or Bulgaria in Asia Minor or Turkey. The Antigonic dynasty waged 3 Macedonian wars against Rome, allied with Hannibal of Carthage, North Africa, but lost all 3. Then the Romans invaded Greece, culminating in the Battle of Nicaea, which the Greek Seleucid dynasty lost to the Roman invaders around 190 BC. And due to the expansionist colonial programs of the Roman Empire and the ruthless military who crucified enemies, around 117 AD, the retreating Greeks migrated north. They then settled around the area north of the Black Sea, and the tiny kingdom of Kiev was formed. The capital was later shifted to Moscow. Primary origin of Russia from Greece. Direct genetic link to the Greeks of Alexander the Great's empire. The Greeks who migrated north later intermarried and fused their race with the Slavs, Tatars, and the Rus tribe to become the Russians in around 862 AD. The origin of the Muscovy kingdom was so insignificant and obscure that Russian historians have great difficulty ascertaining its source, whether from the Vikings or the Slavs. Hence the name the Little Horn, out of the Greek Empire. And there is also a secondary origin of Russia through the Greek Byzantium Empire. Indirect genetic link to the Greek Byzantium Empire or the Eastern Roman Empire. Due to the invasion of the Ottoman Turks, Constantinople, its capital, fell in 1453 AD, ending the Roman Empire of the East. But a surviving princess named Sophia Philolog, a niece of the last Greek Byzantium emperor, married Tsar Ivan III of Moscow, and thus continued the Greek descent line, Byzantium culture, laws, traditions, even religion, the Greek Orthodox faith and church, until the 1917 Great Communist Revolution. Thus Russia had its primary origin from Greece, but secondary origin from the Eastern Roman Empire through the Greek Byzantium Empire. The map above shows the growth of Russia from around 1350 to 1600. How Russia started very small, but expanded in the time of the Tsar until 1600. And Daniel also prophesied a little horn which grew very great towards the east, or sun rising. The Hebrew word for east, Misrat, literally means sunrise. The map shows how Russia grew from 1600 to 1914 until the Kuril Islands is seized from Japan after Second World War. The prophecy that the little horn, Muscovy or Russia, will grow very great towards the east in territorial expansion has been accurately fulfilled in history, oblivious to all of us. From Greek to Russian by the Cyrillic script. About 860 AD, two Greek brothers named Methodius and Cyril were dispatched by the Patriarch of the Greek Orthodox Church in Constantinople as missionaries to Moravia in southeastern Europe. But before embarking on their mission, they began to prepare an alphabet for the previously unwritten language, so that the Slavic converts could have the scripture and liturgy in the native tongue. This script, known as Greco-Latin, derived from and heavily based on the Greek alphabets, was the forerunner of the form of writing now used in Russia, which is Cyrillic, named after the younger of the two Greek brothers called Cyril. Thus, in and around 988 AD, when Galimo, the pagan prince of Kiev, Russia, adopted Christianity, Orthodox Christianity as the state religion, Cyrillic, the common language of the church religious liturgy, became the official Russian writing also. This character shows without a shadow of doubt that the Russian language is derived from a real ancestor's mother tongue, namely the Greek language and alphabet via the Slavic speech and Cyrillic script. So Russia's root is Greek, right down to a very tongue. How amazingly accurate and exact Daniel had predicted that this little horn of Soviet Russia arises from the north, from one of the four horns or divisions of a he-goat, which symbolizes the Greek Empire. The four Russian characters, which looks like our English CCCP, and which we so often wrongly read on Soviet missiles and rockets, is actually SSSR, short form for Soyuz Sovietsky Socialist Chesky Republic, or the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, short form USSR in Cyrillic.